Welcome to the Explainer. So, you just formed your LLC. Honestly, huge congratulations. That is a massive step. But what if I told you that just one wrong move tomorrow could completely erase all that hard-earned legal protection? Seriously. Today, we're talking about exactly what comes next, because securing your business right after you form it is absolutely critical.
Welcome to Business Basics Hub. I'm so thrilled you're here with us. Now, you might be feeling pretty great right now having that state approval in your hands, and you should be. But I do have a firm warning for you today. Filing the paperwork, that's literally only the very first step. It definitely doesn't mean you're fully protected just yet. Before we dive into the exact steps, let's get a quick standard disclosure out of the way. This explainer is for general educational purposes only and is not legal, tax, or financial advice. Simple enough, right? All right, let's get into the good stuff. Here's our roadmap for today. We're going to cover the LLC paper shield, your immediate action steps, building a financial foundation, tax and legal basics, protecting your operations, and finally, some really common LLC mistakes. Let's go. Part 1, the LLC paper shield. Let's talk about the biggest misconception new owners face.
So an LLC is, at its core, really just a paper shield. Forming it creates this legal structure, sure, but it doesn't magically activate it forever. If you start treating your business like a personal piggy bank, a judge can and will completely destroy that shield. It's actually a legal concept called piercing the corporate veil. And listen, if that veil gets pierced, they totally bypass the business and come straight for your personal house, your savings, your cars, to pay for a lawsuit.
Section 2, immediate action steps. Let's see how we can actually build your protection. These are the 3 immediate administrative tasks you absolutely must do in week 1, right after you get your approval, and way before you do any real business. Okay, step 1. Save and organize your formation documents. Keep the originals in a safe physical file, and please, save high-quality digital copies in the cloud. You're going to need these to open a bank account and basically prove that you exist. Moving on to step 2. Get a free EIN from the IRS. An employer identification number is essentially like a social security number for your business. Go directly to irs.gov. Do not pay for this, okay? The IRS gives it out for free online. And step 3, draft and sign an operating agreement. This is the rulebook for your business. And listen, even if you are the only owner, you desperately need this. It proves to a judge that you are running a real organization, not just some weekend hobby.
Part 3, the financial foundation. Now we are getting into establishing the money separation. This concept of financial separation is the absolute bedrock of your limited liability protection. If you mess this up, that paper shield we talked about, it just vanishes. So here are your financial steps. Step 4 is crucial. Open a dedicated business bank account. You must do this before your first transaction. Running even one single business transaction through your personal checking account is literally the beginning of the end for your paper shield. It's called commingling funds, which is really just a fancy legal term for mixing up your wallets, and courts absolutely hate it. Step 5, apply for a business credit card. Never, ever use a personal credit card for business expenses because, again, that mixes your money. A dedicated business card keeps things cleanly separate. And step 6, set up basic bookkeeping software. You gotta keep track of every dollar and you have to keep your receipts. Free or cheap software works perfectly in the beginning, just make sure you actually use it.
All right, section 4, tax and legal basics. Let's shift focus to staying compliant month after month. These are the foundational steps required to keep your business legally permitted to operate in your specific city and state. Step 7, research and obtain required local business licenses. Almost every business needs some sort of local permit or license, even if you literally just work from a laptop at your kitchen table. You need to check with your city, your county, and your state. If you operate without a required license, any contract you sign might actually be totally void. Step 8, learn how to correctly sign documents as your LLC. Now, this is a tiny little detail, but it trips up so many beginners. When you sign a contract, you are binding the business, right? Not yourself.
So think about it like this. If you sign a business contract as just your regular name, like Jane Smith, the law assumes you personally agreed to the deal. That completely strips away your LLC's protection. That accidentally exposes your personal savings to business lawsuits, and we definitely don't want that. Instead, always put the company name first, like ABC LLC. Then write by, sign your name, and state your title, like member or manager. Doing it this way clearly proves the business is making the deal, keeping your personal assets totally safe.
Section 5, protecting your daily operations. Moving right along, we need to talk about shielding the business itself. We know the LLC protects your personal house, but what actually protects the business assets if something goes wrong?
Well, that brings us to our final 2 steps. Step 9, secure business insurance. A lot of people think having an LLC means they don't need insurance. Guys, that is completely wrong. The LLC protects your personal bank account. Business insurance protects the business's bank account. It pays for legal defense and covers accidents that the LLC shield simply won't. And hey, if you have employees, you also absolutely need workers' compensation insurance. Step 10, create basic client and contractor contract templates. Do not rely on handshake deals. Written contracts prevent those terrible he said, she said disputes, and they ensure you actually get paid for your hard work.
Section 6, Common Beginner LLC Mistakes. Let's do a quick, high-level overview of the pitfalls to avoid in year 1, because these mistakes can completely undo all of this hard work. These are the traps that destroy new businesses right out of the gate. To keep your legal shield fully intact, avoid these 4 deadly sins. First up, mixing personal and business money. Second, skipping your operating agreement. Third, signing contracts in your personal name. And finally, missing annual state reports and fees. You know, most states require a small fee and a brief report every single year. If you forget to pay your state, they can legally dissolve your LLC, literally vaporizing your protection overnight. Basically, respect the LLC, and it will respect and protect you.
Well, thanks so much for tuning in. If you want more simple, no-fluff business guidance just like this, go ahead and subscribe and turn on notifications so you know exactly when our new explainers drop. And if this helped you out, give it a like and maybe share it with a friend who's starting a business too. Empowering you with this knowledge is exactly what we are all about here at Business Basics Hub. Now, just for our final bit of legal housekeeping, once again, this content is for general educational purposes only and is not legal, tax, or financial advice. Laws and requirements vary pretty wildly by state and individual situation, so definitely consider consulting a qualified professional for guidance specific to your business. So, before you do anything else today, I want you to ask yourself a serious question. Is your new LLC a real, impenetrable fortress right now, or is it still just a piece of paper? Get to work on those steps, and I'll see you in the next one.